Have you ever met a woman who walks into a room with a calm so profound it feels like the storm itself would quiet down just to hear her speak? That's the kind of unshakable peace that only comes from spending time alone, where strength is built in the silence and clarity is born in the quiet. Today, I want to show you why a woman who knows how to find peace within herself is not just calm, she's unstoppable. There is something truly powerful about a woman who finds comfort in her own company. She is not merely spending time alone, she is investing in herself, diving into the depths of her soul and discovering the treasures hidden within. Solitude becomes her sanctuary, a place where she can reflect, reset, and realign with her purpose. This process of self-discovery is not a retreat from the world, but a journey into her own heart, where true strength is born. When a woman chooses solitude, she creates space to listen to the whispers of her own spirit. In the quiet, she hears her true desires, her unspoken dreams, and the passions that ignite her soul. She begins to understand what truly matters to her, independent of the noise and influences of the outside world. This clarity allows her to establish boundaries, define her values, and make decisions that align with her authentic self. A woman who spends time alone becomes deeply acquainted with her thoughts and emotions. She learns to navigate the landscape of her inner world with grace and wisdom. She acknowledges her fears without letting them define her, and she embraces her strengths without letting pride take root. Her solitude is not isolation, but a nurturing ground where she cultivates a balanced and grounded perspective on life. She discovers that strength is not the absence of vulnerability, but the ability to sit with her emotions, process them, and emerge with greater wisdom. When challenges arise, she is not easily swayed by the opinions of others because she has already wrestled with her own doubts and found peace within herself. Her decisions are not reactive, but are thoughtful responses rooted in self-awareness. Time alone also allows her to recharge. In a world that often demands so much of her, her energy, her time, her compassion, solitude becomes a wellspring where she can replenish her spirit. She learns to prioritize self-care, understanding that taking care of herself is not selfish but necessary. She creates routines that nurture her mind, body, and soul, allowing her to show up in the world as her best self. In her solitude, she often finds inspiration. Whether through reading, journaling, meditating, or simply enjoying the stillness, creativity flows. She taps into her gifts and talents, exploring them without judgment or expectation. She becomes her own muse, creating not just art, but a life that reflects her true essence. A woman who spends time alone also becomes comfortable with her own company. She learns to enjoy her own presence, finding joy in simple pleasures. She is not afraid of her thoughts because she has learned to master them. She becomes mindful, present, and intentional. This self-contentment radiates outward, attracting genuine connections and opportunities. She becomes resilient because she has learned to find strength in stillness. She knows that storms will come, but she also knows that peace can be found within. She does not fear being alone because she has transformed solitude into a source of empowerment. She becomes a fortress, strong yet welcoming, unshakable yet full of grace. Her journey of self-discovery leads her to recognize her worth. She no longer seeks validation from others because she has already validated herself. She knows who she is, what she wants, and where she is going. She sets goals that align with her purpose and takes deliberate steps towards achieving them. Her strength is not just for herself, but becomes a source of inspiration for others. She shares her story not from a place of needing sympathy, but to show others that strength is found within. She becomes a beacon of hope, demonstrating that solitude is not something to fear, but to embrace. Every moment she spends alone becomes an investment in her future. She is building a foundation on which her dreams can stand firm. She is nurturing a garden where the seeds of her potential can flourish. Her solitude is not an escape, but a preparation for the greatness ahead. This woman understands that true strength is not loud or forceful. It is quiet, steady, and unwavering. It is the strength of a river carving its path through stone, not through force, but through persistence and grace. It is the strength of a tree whose roots run deep, allowing it to stand tall no matter how strong the winds blow. Through self-discovery, she learns to trust herself. She becomes her own compass, guided by intuition and wisdom. She does not rush her journey, but walks it with patience and faith, knowing that every step, even those taken alone, are leading her closer to her destiny. Her solitude allows her to dream, to envision a life of purpose and fulfillment. She becomes a visionary, not limited by what is, but inspired by what could be. She sets her sights on her goals and pursues them with a quiet confidence that comes only from truly knowing oneself. In this sacred space of solitude, she finds healing. She lets go of past hurts, forgives herself and others, and makes room for joy and peace. She learns to release what no longer serves her, making space for new blessings to enter her life. The more time she spends alone, the more she realizes that she is never truly alone. She feels a deeper connection with her Creator, with nature, and with the universe. Her spirit is renewed, her vision is clear, and her heart is full. Her inner strength is not just a benefit to her, but to everyone around her. She becomes a pillar of strength in her family, her community, and her workplace. She leads by example, showing others that solitude can be a powerful tool for growth and transformation. She understands that alone time is not about detaching from the world, but about recharging so she can engage with the world more fully. She becomes intentional with her time, investing in relationships and opportunities that align with her values. Her journey of self-discovery is ongoing. She continues to explore new aspects of herself, to learn, to grow, and to evolve. She knows that the more she discovers about herself, the more she has to offer the world. She stands as a testament to the truth that strength is not found in how loudly we speak or how boldly we act, but in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who we are and whose we are. Emotional independence is a trait. There is a profound power in a woman who has learned to find fulfillment within herself. Emotional independence is not just a trait, but a way of life for her. It means she does not look to others to fill the voids in her heart, because she has discovered how to nurture her own spirit. She understands that while relationships can bring joy, her happiness is not contingent upon them. Her sense of worth and stability is built on a foundation that external circumstances cannot shake. Emotional independence starts with self-awareness. She has spent time understanding her own emotions, recognizing what triggers them, and learning how to respond in healthy ways. She does not suppress her feelings, but processes them with wisdom and maturity. When she feels joy, she embraces it fully. When sadness visits, she allows herself to feel it, but she does not let it overstay its welcome. She has learned to navigate the full spectrum of her emotions without losing her balance. One of the hallmarks of an emotionally independent woman is her ability to set boundaries. She knows that not every relationship is meant to last, and not every opinion matters. She is kind and compassionate, but not at the expense of her own well-being. She says no when necessary, without guilt or apology. She understands that preserving her peace sometimes means walking away from situations that drain her emotionally. She is not swayed by the praise or criticism of others. While she appreciates support and is open to constructive feedback, her identity is not tied to how others see her. She knows who she is, and that knowledge provides her with a steady confidence. Compliments are received with gratitude, but they do not inflate her ego. Criticism is evaluated with discernment, but it does not diminish her self-worth. Her emotional independence shines brightest during difficult times. When challenges arise, she does not immediately seek someone to rescue her. Instead, she turns inward, drawing strength from her own well of resilience. She acknowledges her struggles, but also recognizes her ability to overcome them. She is not afraid to ask for help when needed, but she approaches support as an option, not a necessity. She remains the author of her story, not a character waiting to be saved. This woman is secure in solitude. She finds comfort in her own company and enjoys spending time alone. She understands that solitude is not loneliness, but a time to recharge and connect with herself. She uses this time to reflect, to dream, and to plan. She knows that her happiness is not dependent on who is around her, but on how she feels about herself. Her relationships are healthier because of her emotional independence. She does not cling to others out of fear of being alone. Instead, she chooses to be with people who add value to her life. She gives love freely, but not at the expense of self-sacrifice. She listens to others, but also ensures her own voice is heard. Her partnerships are built on mutual respect, trust, and support. She does not seek validation through relationships, but enhances them through the strength of her character. An emotionally independent woman is not afraid of change. She has developed a sense of adaptability because she is not tied to specific outcomes. She understands that life is full of seasons, and while change can be uncomfortable, it often leads to growth. She remains open-minded, welcoming new experiences without being bound by old patterns. She does not resist change out of fear, but approaches it with curiosity and strength. Her independence is also seen in her decision-making. She is thoughtful and deliberate, weighing her options carefully. She does not make decisions out of pressure or insecurity, but from a place of clarity and conviction. She trusts her intuition and knows that her inner voice often holds the answer she seeks. She is not afraid to make choices that others might not understand because she values her own wisdom. She has a healthy relationship with emotions like disappointment and rejection. Instead of taking these experiences personally, she sees them as part of life's natural ebb and flow. She does not dwell on the what ifs, but focuses on the lessons learned. Her perspective is forward-looking, understanding that every setback is a setup for something greater. Financial independence often complements her emotional independence. She takes responsibility for her resources, knowing that financial stability contributes to her freedom. She sets goals, makes plans, and works diligently to achieve them. She is generous, but also wise, ensuring that her giving does not compromise her own stability. She embraces her individuality. She is not concerned with fitting into societal molds or meeting others' expectations. She dresses, speaks, and lives in a way that feels authentic to her. She celebrates her uniqueness and encourages others to do the same. Her confidence is not boastful, but a quiet assurance that she is enough just as she is. She does not allow others to dictate her happiness. She shares her life with others not because she needs them to complete her, but because she values connection from a place of strength. She handles conflicts with grace. She does not avoid difficult conversations, but approaches them with empathy and clarity. She listens without judgment and speaks her truth without aggression. She values harmony, but not at the cost of authenticity. Her ability to remain calm in the face of conflict stems from her inner peace. Her sense of independence also influences her goals and ambitions. She is not afraid to dream big and pursue her passions. She understands that her purpose is unique to her and does not compare her journey to anyone else's. She sets boundaries with her time and energy, ensuring that her actions align with her vision. Her emotional independence is a gift to those around her. She brings stability to her relationships, offering support without losing herself in the process. She is a source of encouragement because she does not project her insecurities onto others. She is not easily offended because she knows that others' actions are a reflection of them, not of her. She remains grounded because her identity is rooted in something deeper than circumstances. She does not allow the highs of success or the lows of setbacks to define her. She navigates life with a steady hand, knowing that true strength lies in the ability to remain centered regardless of what life brings. Resilience and confidence. When a woman spends time alone, she embarks on a journey of building resilience and confidence that few can match. Solitude becomes a training ground where she learns to weather life's storms with grace and fortitude. She understands that strength is not just about enduring hardships, but about rising stronger each time she falls. Her resilience is not simply a matter of survival, but a testament to her ability to thrive, even in the face of adversity. Resilience begins with her mindset. She has developed a perspective that challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" she reframes it to, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective allows her to approach difficulties with curiosity rather than fear. She is not defined by what happens to her, but by how she responds to it. Her ability to bounce back from setbacks is rooted in her unwavering belief that every trial carries a hidden blessing. Confidence is the companion to her resilience. When she spends time alone, she learns to trust her own voice. She becomes her own greatest encourager, speaking life over her dreams and reminding herself of her worth. She sets goals not based on what others expect of her, but on what aligns with her purpose. This confidence is not arrogance, but a quiet assurance that she is capable of achieving what she sets her mind to. She walks into rooms not seeking approval, but bringing her own sense of belonging. Her resilience is evident in how she handles failure. She does not view failure as a dead end, but as a stepping stone towards success. She analyzes what went wrong, takes responsibility, and adjusts her approach. She understands that failure is not a reflection of her identity, but merely a part of the process. This mindset allows her to take risks, knowing that even if things do not work out as planned, she will find a way forward. Her confidence shines through in the decisions she makes. She does not second-guess herself or seek validation from others. She weighs her options, listens to her intuition, and moves forward with clarity. When faced with criticism, she does not crumble but stands firm in her truth. She is open to feedback but discerns between constructive input and unnecessary negativity. Her sense of self is strong enough to remain steady even when opinions around her waver. Resilience is also evident in her ability to adapt. Life does not always go according to plan, but she knows how to pivot. She is flexible, adjusting her path without losing sight of her destination. She remains open to new ideas and opportunities, understanding that change is often a catalyst for growth. Her adaptability is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Knowing when to hold on and when to let go, her confidence is grounded in preparation. She does not approach life haphazardly, but with intention. She invests time in learning, practicing, and refining her skills. Whether in her career, relationships, or personal development, she strives for excellence. She prepares not just for success, but also for the challenges that may arise along the way. Her preparation breeds confidence because she knows she is equipped to handle whatever comes her way. Resilience is also found in her patience. She understands that not everything will happen overnight. She plants seeds with faith, knowing that growth takes time. She does not become discouraged by slow progress, but celebrates each small step forward. Her patience allows her to endure seasons of waiting with hope, believing that what is meant for her will come in due time. Her confidence is amplified by her authenticity. She does not pretend to be someone she is not to fit in or gain acceptance. She embraces her true self, flaws and all. Her transparency creates genuine connections with others because people are drawn to her realness. She does not feel the need to compete or compare herself with others because she knows her path is unique. Her confidence is rooted in being unapologetically herself. Her resilience shows up in her relationship. She understands that not every connection will be lasting, and not every person will appreciate her value. She handles rejection with grace, knowing it is often redirection towards something better. She sets healthy boundaries, protecting her peace and prioritizing relationships that nurture her growth. When faced with difficult conversations, she approaches them with honesty and compassion, unafraid to speak her truth. Her confidence radiates in how she carries herself. She does not need to prove her worth to anyone because she already knows it. Her presence is strong yet inviting, and her energy exudes a calm assurance. She is not boastful, but her confidence is evident in how she speaks, how she listens, and how she moves through life. She does not shy away from opportunities, knowing that she is deserving of every good thing that comes her way. Her resilience is not just about bouncing back, but about building forward. She takes the lessons learned from difficult experiences and uses them as building blocks for her future. She is not afraid to start over because she knows that every new beginning carries the wisdom of past experiences. She approaches life with a sense of renewal, always looking ahead with hope and expectancy. Her confidence is also evident in how she empowers others. She is not threatened by the success of those around her, but celebrates it. She shares her knowledge, offers support, and encourages those in her circle. She understands that lifting others up does not diminish her own light, but makes the world around her brighter. Her confidence creates an atmosphere where others feel seen, valued, and inspired. Her resilience is her shield. When life throws curveballs, she does not crumble under pressure, but rises to the occasion. She may bend, but she does not break. She knows how to find strength in her faith, drawing on a higher power to sustain her when her own strength is not enough. She has learned that resilience is not about pretending everything is okay, but about finding hope even when things are not. Her confidence is not shaken by temporary setbacks. She knows that detours are part of the journey and that every obstacle is an opportunity to build character. She faces challenges head on, knowing that confidence is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. She embraces uncertainty with a boldness that comes from knowing she is equipped for whatever lies ahead. Her resilience allows her to remain grounded. She is not easily swayed by external circumstances because her strength comes from within. She remains calm in chaos, knowing that every storm eventually passes. She is not afraid to stand alone because she has learned that solitude often precedes greatness. She has developed the ability to thrive in both the high points and the low points of life, finding purpose in every season. Her confidence creates a ripple effect. When she walks into a room, she brings a sense of assurance that others can feel. She leads by example, showing those around her what it looks like to live with conviction and integrity. Her confidence is not just about her own success, but about inspiring others to find their own strength. She understands that true confidence is not about elevating herself, but about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to shine. Purpose and vision. A woman who consistently spends time alone often gains an extraordinary sense of purpose and vision. Solitude provides the fertile ground where her dreams take root, where ideas are born, and where clarity unfolds. She is not distracted by the noise of the world, but instead finds focus in the stillness. It is in these quiet moments that she connects deeply with her innermost desires and crafts a vision for her life that is uniquely her own. Purpose is not something she stumbles upon by chance. It is something she cultivates with intention. She uses her alone time to reflect on her passions, her talents, and the experiences that have shaped her. She asks herself powerful questions. What am I here to do? How can I make a difference? What brings me joy? Through reflection, she unearths the answers that guide her steps. Her purpose is not just about what she does, but about who she is becoming. Vision follows closely behind. She creates a mental picture of what her life could look like when aligned with her purpose. She does not just see the end result, but envisions the journey. She imagines the impact she will have, the lives she will touch, and the legacy she will leave behind. Her vision becomes a compass, guiding her through every decision in every season of life. Her purpose is not swayed by trends or external expectations. She knows that true fulfillment comes from living authentically. She is not driven by a desire for approval, but by a deeper calling. She understands that purpose is often tied to service, how she can use her gifts to contribute to the world around her. Whether through her career, her relationships, or her everyday actions, she seeks to live in alignment with this higher calling. Her vision is bold, yet grounded. She dreams big, but takes practical steps to bring those dreams to life. She sets goals that are specific, measurable, and meaningful. She breaks down her vision into actionable steps, creating a roadmap to follow. She does not wait for perfect conditions to start. She begins with what she has, knowing that progress often precedes perfection. Purpose gives her the motivation to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. When obstacles arise, she does not lose sight of where she is headed. Instead of becoming discouraged, she adjusts her approach and keeps moving forward. She sees challenges as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. Her purpose provides an anchor, keeping her steady in the face of adversity. Her vision evolves as she does. She understands that as she grows, so will her dreams. She remains open to change, allowing her vision to expand as new possibilities emerge. She is not rigid in her plans, but adaptable, knowing that sometimes the path to her purpose might look different than expected. She embraces detours with faith, believing that every step, even the unexpected ones, contribute to her journey. Her purpose influences how she spends her time. She is intentional about her activities, prioritizing those that bring her closer to her goals. She invests in learning, in building skills, and in surrounding herself with people who support her vision. She is not easily distracted because she knows that every moment is an opportunity to move closer to her dreams. Her schedule is a reflection of her priorities, with purpose woven into the fabric of her daily life. Her vision gives her a sense of direction. She is not wandering aimlessly, but walking with purpose. She does not compare her journey to others because her vision is unique to her. She celebrates the successes of those around her while remaining focused on her own path. Her confidence grows because she is not just living day to day, but is actively creating a future that aligns with her deepest values. Purpose also brings fulfillment. She experiences a deep sense of satisfaction because she is not just existing, but thriving. Her days are filled with meaning because everything she does is connected to a larger goal. She feels a sense of joy in the small steps forward, knowing that each one is part of the bigger picture. Her fulfillment is not tied to achieving a specific milestone, but to living each day with intention and gratitude. Her vision is not just about her own success, but about the impact she can make. She envisions a life where her actions create a positive ripple effect. She desires to leave a mark, not through grand gestures, but through everyday kindness, integrity, and love. She recognizes that purpose often involves lifting others up, offering support, and being a source of light in dark places. Her purpose fuels her perseverance. She is not easily discouraged because her why is strong. When setbacks occur, she takes a step back, reassesses, and tries again. She does not view challenges as signs to give up, but as opportunities to innovate and grow. Her resilience is rooted in the knowledge that purpose-driven work often requires patience and persistence. Her vision is clear, but she also holds it with open hands. She understands that life may take unexpected turns, but she trusts that her purpose will remain steady. She approaches life with a balance of planning and surrender, knowing that sometimes the best opportunities come when she is flexible. Her vision is not a rigid path, but a guiding light that adapts as she does. Purpose gives her a sense of identity. She knows who she is and what she stands for. She is not easily swayed by external influences because her values are strong. She lives with integrity, aligning her actions with her beliefs. Her decisions reflect her purpose, and she does not compromise her standards to fit in or gain approval. Her vision inspires her to take action. She does not just dream, but does the work to bring those dreams to life. She shows up consistently, even when motivation wanes. She understands that vision without action is just a wish, so she puts in the effort day in and day out. She is disciplined, knowing that small, consistent steps lead to big results over time. Her purpose brings clarity. She does not waste time on pursuits that do not align with her vision. She has learned to say no to good opportunities so she can say yes to great ones. She is strategic with her energy, pouring into what matters most. Her clarity allows her to move forward with confidence, knowing that every step is bringing her closer to the life she envisions. Her vision is a source of hope. It keeps her focused on the possibilities rather than the obstacles. She approaches each day with expectancy, believing that something good is always on the horizon. Her vision fuels her with a sense of anticipation, knowing that her best days are not behind her but ahead. She wakes up with purpose, ready to make the most of every moment. Unshakable peace. A woman who spends time alone cultivates an unshakable peace that radiates from within. Solitude becomes her sanctuary, a place where she can disconnect from the noise of the world and connect deeply with her inner self. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of calm in the midst of them. It is a steady state of mind that allows her to navigate life's storms with grace and poise. Her peace is rooted in self-awareness. Through quiet reflection, she learns to understand her emotions, thoughts, and reactions. She does not shy away from introspection, but embraces it, knowing that understanding herself is the key to maintaining her tranquility. She examines her triggers and identifies patterns that disrupt her peace. This awareness empowers her to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. She becomes the guardian of her own peace, knowing when to step back, breathe, and find her center. She prioritizes practices that nurture her peace, whether through meditation, prayer, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. She dedicates time to stillness. These practices become a refuge where she can recharge her spirit. She is intentional about creating spaces in her life that allow her to reconnect with her inner calm. She knows that peace is not something she finds by accident, but something she cultivates through consistency and care. Her peace is also a product of setting boundaries. She knows that not everyone and everything deserves access to her time and energy. She is discerning about the relationships she engages in, choosing to surround herself with those who contribute to her well-being. She is not afraid to walk away from situations that threaten her peace. Her boundaries are not walls, but filters, allowing in what nurtures her and gently closing the door on what drains her. She does not allow external circumstances to dictate her internal state. While she cannot control everything that happens around her, she remains steadfast in how she chooses to respond. She approaches challenges with a sense of calm, knowing that her peace is not dependent on perfect conditions. When life feels chaotic, she grounds herself by focusing on what she can control, her attitude, her actions, and her perspective. Her unshakable peace manifests in how she handles stress. She is not immune to pressure, but she knows how to manage it. She takes life one step at a time, breaking down overwhelming tasks into manageable pieces. She practices self-compassion, offering herself grace when things do not go as planned. Instead of allowing stress to consume her, she engages in activities that bring her joy and relaxation. She understands that peace is not about avoiding stress, but about maintaining balance in the face of it. Her peace is also evident in her interactions with others. She does not engage in unnecessary drama or allow others to pull her into negativity. She listens with empathy, but does not absorb the chaos of those around her. Her responses are thoughtful, not reactive. She speaks calmly even in difficult conversations and approaches conflict with a desire for resolution rather than control. Her peace creates an atmosphere where others feel safe and valued. She finds peace in acceptance. She knows that some things are beyond her control, and instead of resisting, she surrenders. This is not a sign of giving up, but of wisdom, knowing when to let go. She does not waste energy on regrets or what-ifs, but focuses on the present moment. She practices gratitude, shifting her perspective from what is missing to what is already abundant in her life. Her acceptance creates a sense of ease, allowing her to move through life with less resistance and more flow. Her unshakable peace is not disrupted by criticism or praise. She remains balanced, knowing that her worth is not tied to others' opinions. Compliments do not inflate her ego, and criticism does not diminish her confidence. She evaluates feedback with discernment, taking what is helpful and leaving the rest. She maintains a healthy sense of self, grounded in her values and self-respect. She creates rituals that bring her peace. These may be small practices like enjoying a cup of tea in silence, walking in nature, or engaging in creative expression. These moments of intentional pause help her to reset and recharge. She knows that peace is often found in the simple things, the quiet moments where she can just be. These rituals are her reminders to slow down, breathe, and find joy in the present. Her peace is a form of strength. She does not need to prove herself or force outcomes. She understands that sometimes the best approach is to remain still and let things unfold naturally. She is not easily provoked because she knows that reacting impulsively often disrupts her peace. She chooses her battles wisely, focusing her energy on what truly matters. Her peace allows her to embrace life with an open heart. She is not guarded, but approaches each day with hope and optimism. She is not afraid of vulnerability because she knows that peace comes from being true to herself. She shares her light freely, creating connections that are genuine and nurturing. Her peaceful presence is a gift to those around her, offering comfort and stability. She practices forgiveness as a way to maintain her peace. She understands that holding on to resentment only burdens her spirit. She lets go of grudges, not as a sign of weakness, but as a declaration of freedom. Forgiveness allows her to release the past and move forward without carrying the weight of old wounds. Her heart remains light because she has learned to free herself from the chains of bitterness. Her unshakable peace is also evident in how she approaches the future. She does not live in fear of the unknown, but embraces uncertainty with faith. She trusts that whatever comes her way, she has the strength and wisdom to handle it. She plans for the future, but does not allow worry to steal the joy of today. Her peace is rooted in the belief that everything is unfolding as it should, even when she cannot see the full picture. She cultivates a peaceful environment. Her home is a sanctuary filled with things that bring her comfort and joy. She creates spaces that invite rest and reflection. She is mindful of what she consumes, not just food and drink, but also the media, conversations, and experiences she allows into her life. She surrounds herself with positivity, knowing that her environment plays a significant role in maintaining her peace. Her peace is contagious. When others are around her, they often find themselves feeling calmer and more grounded. She offers a listening ear without judgment and a presence that is steady and reassuring. She knows how to bring calm into chaotic situations, not by demanding control, but by embodying peace. Her influence is not through force, but through example, showing others what it looks like to live with a calm spirit. She maintains her peace by staying true to her priorities. She does not overcommit or stretch herself thin to meet others' expectations. She honors her need for rest and does not apologize for taking time to recharge. She knows that peace is not just a state of mind, but a lifestyle choice, one that requires her to make decisions that align with her well-being. Her unshakable peace is a reflection of her inner strength. She knows that life will not always be easy, but she has built a foundation that cannot be easily shaken. She stands firm, not because life is perfect, but because she has learned how to remain calm in the midst of imperfection. Her peace is her superpower, a quiet force that allows her to thrive no matter what comes her way.